Overseas now to the Middle East, where Israel observed a moment of silence marking 1 year since the October 7th war, since the massacre by Hamas. Right now, the war is being conducted on multiple fronts, with Israel intensifying attacks in Gaza and in Lebanon, and the region bracing for a possible Israeli strike on Iran. Matt Gutman is on the scene in Israel. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, George, from the youth village of Kfar Aza, and you can still see the bullet holes and the burn scars in houses like this. And the last time I was here about a year ago, they were pulling bodies out of these houses. There were ferocious gun battles with Hamas all around. And a year on, Israel does feel safer, but that war drags on. Just a few moments ago, we heard a series of devastating airstrikes just across the border in Gaza. This morning, as Israel marks October 7th, the multiple conflicts triggered by Hamas's rampage are escalating. Overnight, the IDF saying they attacked Hezbollah munitions warehouses in Beirut, igniting those fireworks like secondary explosions. And in Gaza, Israel renewing its ground operations in the north for the third time. Airstrikes hitting a mosque and a school in a designated safer zone. The IDF saying they targeted Hamas command posts. 26 people killed, according to the Hamas-run Ministry of Health, which also says about 42,000 Palestinians have been killed since this war began. And overnight in Israel, hundreds gathering at the site of the Nova Music Festival to mark the moment the massacre started there. It was early morning, October 7th, when Hamas terrorists stormed into Israel, killing about 1,200 people. Those harrowing videos showing mass abductions.
I'm reliving October 7th all the time. It's with me. I'm still in Gaza. I'm still with Keith and the girls and all the hostages.
Aviva Siegel and her husband Keith, who is an American, were among the more than 250 taken from Israel. She was released in a November ceasefire deal.
I nearly died. I'm lucky to be standing next to you, and I'm lucky that I got out. I'm lucky, but I'm the unluckiest person in earth because Keith is there.
What were your parting words to Keith?
I looked at him in the eyes and I said, Keith, you be strong for me, and I'll be strong for you.
The memory's still fresh for those in Kibbutz Be'eri. In homes like these, the walls are still scarred with those bullet holes. You can see the ceilings are charred from the fires and the grenades and the RPGs. Yuval Haran's father was murdered at this house.
The terrorists, they brought a digger, and they started breaking the window of the safe room.
7 of his family members taken. Thankfully, 6 were returned in that hostage deal, but his brother-in-law, Tal, is still there.
I want to remind people that we are about life, to remind people that when you saw hostages come back in the first deal, how happy you are. I want this happiness again. I don't want war. I just want my family back. About 100 hostages remain in Gaza. Israeli officials tell me they believe about 50 of them are still alive. Yesterday, I sat down with U.S. Ambassador here, Jack Lew, who's been meeting with the American families, also critical in the negotiations. He told me at this point he would like to be able to give those families some hope, but he says he is not hopeful right now for those ceasefire and hostage release negotiations. George.
Matt Gutman, thanks.